everybody. Welcome to Yoga in the Queue. This quarantine is starting to go on a little bit longer than we wanted, and it looks like we're going to be here for a little while longer. So we're so grateful to all of you for tuning in to see these offerings. A special shout out to my girl Lexi. She has been sharing her home practice so selflessly over the last couple of weeks, and she's taken the day off. I'm going to jump in, and I thought I would start in Hero's Pose. Whenever I want to go somewhere mentally to make me feel strong, I think Hero's Pose. And I'll just back myself onto the mat here. I'll put my hair back. And Hero's Pose is done by sitting the seat between the heels. Tops of the toes are on the mat, and the seat sits comfortably down onto the floor. Now, if this causes any knee pain at all, I'd like you to prop it up. Grab your block, whatever you're using as a makeshift block. You put that under the seat so that you can feel this nice knee opening, but really the idea is to be grounded into your seat so that you can expand from there. Try and keep the knees together, all 10 toenails on the mat, palm over palm, thumbs pressing together, and a few clearing breaths. If it feels good, close the eyes. Notice if you can sit up a little taller. Inhaling deeply through the nose. Exhaling softly through the mouth. Inhale deeply. Exhale softly. Inhale, fill up. Open the mouth, stick out the tongue, lion's breath. Return to the dainty breath. Think of that word hero, little word, very big meaning. We use the practice to summon the strength of the hero, the fearlessness, the determination. Sometimes they're in a super cool outfit. These days we're seeing a lot of heroes and hospital masks, hospital gowns, protective gear. We send them gratitude, love, vibrations. And as we turn the yoga mirror back on self, we find our inner hero. And our yoga practice today reminds us that that inner strength is always inside of us. It gives us the confidence that we can get through anything. Five more breaths. And gently blink the eyes open. Take opposite elbows overhead. And gently lean to the right. You can look down for the neck. And then lift up and lean over to the other side. Reach the arms up and look up. Exhale, bring yourself to hands and knees. You set up for your cat and cows. I just want to make sure our video is rolling and you can hear me and see me. And we use the cats and cows as a really smart way to warm up the spine. So this combination of arching and rounding the back. Inhale, pull the heart through the arms, lift the gaze. Exhale, chin to chest, belly button lifts. And then toes can be tucked or untucked. You decide. See what feels good. A few more rounds, and you can even start to make these a little bit more circular. Sort of rolling the torso through the body. Reach the right foot back behind you now. Keep the toes on the mat as you press out through the heel. Press evenly into both palms. And then swivel the heel left and right, massaging the top of the thigh bone into the hip socket. Set the right knee down, left leg extends, pressing back through the heel, pressing evenly into all 10 fingers, and then swiveling the heel from left to right to sort of oil up the top of the femur bone. Good, and then knees back to the mat, lower the forearms to the floor, and re-extend the legs for forearm plank. Now this is one of those really challenging poses that right away the body starts to tremble. Right away you want to come out of this pose. And these first responders, these everyday heroes in their masks and gowns, boy, they want out. But they stay in for us, for life. Keep pulling the belly in. Pull the mat towards you. Slightly look forward. 2 more breaths. Gauge the quads. Tailbone draws down. 1 more. Knees to the mat. Sit the hips back to the heels. Child's pose. And if the thighs are touching, you can reach the arms back to the heels. Breathe. And if you prefer wide leg childs, just come back to hands and knees. Big toes are touching, knees separate mat width. And you just sort of slowly descend. A few more here. And then back up, hands and knees. Set up your table. And just walk the upper body forward for puppy dog pose. Big exhale, descend your chest and chin to the mat. If the chin doesn't come all the way down, just gently touch the forehead. A few breaths here. 2 more. Last one. Exit slowly, hands walk back just about halfway. Re-extend your legs back to plank pose and lift up, downward facing dog, nice and slow. And approaching this downward facing dog,
with a lot of compassion towards self. Maybe it's your first one in a while. You're going to slowly bend one knee and then the other. Of course, the breath is always moving. The breath is used to guide us into the present moment. Feet can even go wide in down dog, pressing the chest back towards the legs. Let the head drop. Don't bother to hold that shit up. Let it go. And then walking the hands back to the feet. You can bring the feet a little bit closer, but maybe they're wider than hip width for your fold today. Grabbing opposite elbows. Gently swaying from side to side. Perhaps opening into the shoulders by reaching the arms overhead. You can lift for length and then bow and fold. And the knees can be nice and soft on this first one. Eventually start straightening one leg and then the other. Hands back to the mat, heel toe the feet to touch, and step the right pinky toe outside of the left pinky toe. Inhale for length, exhale, bow and fold. You can really get into the IT band here. Last breath. Exhale here. Uncross and recross. Crisscross. Applesauce. Inhale for length. Exhale, fold. Really getting into the outer strip of the front leg. Breathe and release. Two more. Last one. And then uncross the legs. Inhale, all for your heart. Exhale, hands to the waist and press to stand. Fix your shirt, fix your hair. Take a walk up to the top of your space. We'll move into some simple sun salutations. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, down and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Get long. Exhale, step back to plank on this first one. Know that you can always drop your knees on a chaturanga modification. Cross the ankles, drop the hips, then bend the elbows. All the way to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra, lift. Exhale, lower. Slightly more ferocious cobra. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. Big, badass, intimidating cobra. Maybe look to the right and to the left. Exhale, lower. Last one, inhale, any height of cobra or up dog, the thigh bones lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Continuing to bike out through the legs if you need to do that, or just work towards a still downward dog, powering up the arms. Become aware of your quads and move them towards your hamstrings. One more breath. Top of the mat. You can take big steps or little steps. Inhale for length. Exhale, bow and fold. Inhale, rise, arms overhead.
And exhale, hands to heart center. One more like that, look up. And Uttanasana, fold. Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen. Chaturanga Dandasana, step, step back. You can drop your knees or you can lower all the way to your belly or hover. 3 cobras, triples, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, higher. Exhale, release. Inhale, upward dog, look up, lift up. Exhale, downward dog. Three more cycles of breath. Two more. Bend your knees, look where you're going, and step or jump. Half lift, inhale. Fold, X. Bend the knees, sit low, chair pose. Exhale, press to stand. Good. Stepping the left foot all the way to the back of the mat. Spin the left heel down. In Warrior One, you'll gently square your hips forward, then square off through the chest. Arms will lift. Lots of weight on that back foot. Inhale, look up. Exhale, lunge a little deeper. 3 more breaths. 2 more. Everything lifts up at the shoulders. Draw down. 1 more. Hands to heart center, touch the mat. Step forward and fold. Warrior One, left foot forward. Right foot steps back. And I like to bring my hands to the waist, sort of square those hip bones forward, then sink low. Lots of power on that back leg, and then the arms lift. Then you breathe. Warrior One. Finding that inner warrior. Keep lifting up energy through the arms, through the heart, through the gaze, then soften the shoulders. Hands to heart. This time step back down dog. And feel free to move through vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Up dog, rise. Down dog, your back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Right leg lifts back behind you. Bend the knee, open the hip. Twirl out through the ankle. And then step the right foot up. Back heel spins flat. Warrior Two. Left arm lifts to the stand. Exhale, arms are swords. Your strength. You are warrior. You are power. You start to build this pose from the ground up, rooting into the feet, feeling the base of this building. And then you're zipping up through the center, putting on that middle armor. And then the arms are your swords, the arms are your wings. 2 more breaths. Last breath. Store your pose. Inhale, come through center. Pivoting on the balls of the feet. Warrior Two to the back of your mat. Other leg. Engage the bottom third of the body. Rooting into the foundation. Literally growing roots. And then lifting up through the midsection. Then expanding out through the wings of the heart. 2 more breaths. Warrior Two. Last breath. Cartwheel the hands, step back, downward dog, and move through your vinyasa. Breathe in, breathe out.
2 more breaths. Last breath. Feet walk back to meet the hands. Yoga toe lock the big toes. Inhale, halfway lift, get long. Exhale, break the elbows, drop the head. The weight is tipping forward towards the front of the foot. Gently pulling up on the toe lock as the crown of the head reaches. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Inhale, halfway lift, get long. Exhale, release the toe lock. Good. Sliding the hands under the feet, toes to the wrist creases. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, break the elbows, bow and fold. You can massage the hands here by wiggling the toes. Continuing to rock the weight towards the front of the foot to get the release at the back of the leg. 1 more breath. Exhale, exhale. Release the hands. Plank pose, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Cobra or up dog, inhale. Child's pose, exhale, hips, sit back. 5 breaths. Slowly come up to hands and knees, cross the ankles, come to your seat. Reach the legs out long in front of you. And center up on your mat as you bend the right knee, stepping the foot outside of the left thigh. Let's add our twist. Right hand behind you like a little wall. Left elbow to the outer right leg, or the crook of the elbow can take the knee. Keeping the nose in the middle of the torso. Try and keep the head and chest together as you twist. Go a little deeper. 1 more breath. And untwist. Switch sides. Right leg straightens. Left foot crosses. Left hand behind you. Right arm can cross or elbow can take the knee. Nose lines up with the center of the sternum, twisting head and torso together. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Untwist, straighten out the legs. And bring the soles of the feet together as you bow and surrender into a nice Baddha Konasana. A few breaths here. Slowly rise. Bring the knees together as the left leg straightens out in front of you. The right foot comes to the outer right hip, half heroes. And this may be just what you need on the knee. You can stay here. You can start to come down to elbows, lie this down. Some of us can drop all the way to our backs, go for it. Two more breaths. Last breath. Slowly rise. Carefully bring that right foot forward, left foot back behind you. Coming to the outer left hip for that half Virasana. So again, trying to get the toenails on the mat, knees are lined up. This may be enough for you to feel an intense knee stretch on the left side. Maybe you walk the hands back and start to eventually lower a little bit or a lot. You can come all the way down. Maybe forearms is about as far as you can get. It's about as far as I can get. So I just accept that and I breathe here. Rise up slowly, swing the leg out in front of you. And in Navasana boat pose, we find that core strength. Now you may want to start by bringing your hands next to the hips, rocking back and forth to find the tripod of your sits bones and your tailbone. Sort of balancing back so that you can float the shins, but you want to lift up through the chest, up through the heart. Now hands can come behind the legs for support, or the arms can reach out, shoulders plug back. Maybe one or both legs will lift up, gaze lifts. And Ardha Navasana, we lower to hover. Holding, whole body trembling from this simple low boat pose. And then a few ups and downs. You can bend the knees, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. I like to pretend I'm pulling ropes. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. Two more, go. And let it go. And up. And exhale, cross the ankles, rock forward. Step back, downward dog, or jump through chaturanga. Breathe in, breathe out. Two more breaths. Last one. Step the feet to the hands, adding an arm balance to our sequence today. Just to go to the unexpected, to feel that empowerment of taking flight. So if you've got crow balance and you've mastered that, practice that now. If you're still working on it, find a block. We use the block to support the head. This is a great way to learn this pose. Step the feet back just a touch. Create an equilateral triangle between your block and your hands. Knees together, heels together. Come onto the balls of the feet, lift up through the seat, and then bring the knees to the backs of the arms, maybe as high as the armpits. You start to dive your head towards that block, elbows bend. You're going to pass through a fear moment, drop the head, and then the toes will float. Round the upper back. This is a great way to learn crow. Eventually you practice lifting the head. But don't be afraid to prop it up. This will give you that strength. One more here. Exhale, lower back to Malasana, squat pose, or jump back, chaturanga. Play with it. Meet us seated. And open up the legs as wide as you can, like the letter V.
We're just going to walk this forward. Nice wide leg fold and drop. Now, some of us might be all the way up here, and that's totally beautiful. That's an incredible moment of accepting that you're feeling major action up the knees, the inner thighs, the groins. And just by slightly dropping or breaking the elbows, you can get a little bit more sensation. Just because I can walk this out and lay my belly close to the floor doesn't mean I've mastered a pose or I'm doing it more correctly than you are. Yoga is highly individual. It's about sensation and feeling, not what we look like. And the true exercise is a mental power that you're building. Can you focus on your breathing in any given moment, in any given pose? So you're playing this on many levels at once. About 5 more here. Take it a little deeper if you can. Slowly rising. Hands come under the knees, pull the legs together. Turn to the long side of your mat. And you'll move into some back bends from here. Nice option is to use that block on its lowest or middle level, right under the low back. Middle fingers tickle the backs of the heels. That's how you know the feet are the right place. You take a supported bridge pose. Maybe you just need some support today. You don't want to quite go there, and it's okay to dial it back and to feel that your practice is serving you in this moment. You can always take the block up one level. By all means, you can take a full bridge here, or Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow. If that's in your practice, hands by the ears, straighten the arms, lift all the way up. I'm taking a lot of supported bridges these days. And if you're on the block, it's nice to lift one leg and then the other and let this double as a little sort of half inversion. Letting the blood drain out of the legs, pulling into the hips and pelvis. Eyes are closed and you're feeling very relaxed from the last 20 minutes or so of rhythmic, focused breath. Combination of effort and ease. Effort and ease. We look to strike balance. If the legs are up, you can slowly lower down. If you're on the block, lift the hips. Remove the block, lower the hips. Set the block aside and cross the right thigh over the left as high as you can. Slide the hips a little to the left and then drop the knees to the right.
Gaze comes away from the legs. Eagle twist. Come through center, uncross and recross. Slide the hips right, drop the legs left. Gaze is opposite of the legs. And breathe. Two more. Last one. Lift the legs, center up, unwrap. Happy baby. Collect the big toes with the peace fingers once again. Press your tailbone firmly down. Relax the neck. And the heels stack over the knees. So the shin bone is perpendicular as you pull the thigh bones towards the floor. The knees are moving towards the armpits. Letting out a sigh or sounds at any time. The breath is softer now, but it's still with us. It's still giving us the gift of presence. And giving us a vacation in our day from chaos, fear, lack of control. This we can control. This we can master. Deep, golden breath. Releasing happy baby. Lowering the feet to the mat, nice and heavy. Palms spin up. Sweet Shavasana. Become aware and relax the fingers, the palms, the wrists, forearms, elbows, shoulders. Relax the armpits, the waist, hips, thighs, knees, shins, tops of the feet, heels, soles of the feet. Relax all 10 toes. Relax the entire back plane of the body, left shoulder, right shoulder, middle back, lower back. Relax your entire spine. Relax, become aware of the front plane of the body, right chest, left chest. And become aware of the heart. Relax your heart. And relax your eyes. And relax your ears. Relax the upper lip, lower lip. Relax the jaw. turn off your video or just stay in your Shavasana now for as long as you wish. And if you're ready to move on, you take a few deep breaths. Any small movements are appropriate. Arms reach overhead. Knees pull in. You come off the backbone. Right arm becomes your pillow. You feel better. And you pause in gratitude for your practice. Use your hands, come up to seated. You can take Sukhasana now, easy seat, crossing the shin bones, palms up. And you find the energy of hero, fearlessness, strength, selflessness, determination, highest self stuff. This is what we're doing in yoga. Hands together at the heart, Anjali Mudra. Bow the chin. Deep breath in.